know what STEPS was. I'd never heard of, back then, the bus. Everybody called it, the BB bus or whatever, the different names that they were. I actually had a mom friend who told me about it. And I honestly was on the fence about whether or not to do it, having Liliana, away from me after being with me for so long. Knowing that I only have so much more time before she is going to have to go to school full time. I really, wrestled with whether or not to do it.
I just think that the program's great. This is her second year, and she loves it. I think it's important because it gives the younger children a chance to experience, I guess you would say, school, a school setting, and peers, friends, and I guess you could say they're younger, of course, they're not doing too much homework, but just having the setting and the teachers and being able to understand what school is.
Our STEPS Academy is a part-day preschool program that is funded through Smart Start and Burke County Public Schools, and it stands for Strategically Teaching and Engaging Preschool Students. And it's otherwise known as a part-day preschool program. So we target students who will be making the transition to kindergarten in the next couple of years. So it's 3 and 4 year olds who come for half days 2 times a week. So a total of 5 hours of service time every week.
We're, a very fast-paced program, and everything we do is very intentional. And so there's really no downtime. So the students are always engaged, whether they're in center play or working one-on-one with Miss Betty and I, or in group time. And so it keeps them engaged the whole time that they're there.
I mean, she learned a lot last year on the bus, but as far as, this year they're doing the Letterland. She absolutely loves that. There's more room in the classroom. They can do more activities. She comes into the classroom a lot better than she did on the bus. I don't know if that's, that's probably just her, but she comes home and she'll tell me what they've done for the day. Who she played with, what book they read, what song they sang.
We've been really excited about the transition into a classroom. I think one of the things that we're always mindful of is that we're giving our students the very best that we have to offer. And we reached a point where we knew that there were classrooms that were sitting available that would offer our students so much more space, and obviously safety and comfort. This morning being very cold, this room is much more comfortable than the bus would have been. Some of the biggest advantages that we've seen, obviously we have a bathroom, we have running water, so that enables us to work more on hygiene skills, to do more art type activities where we would need running water. I've really enjoyed the bigger space and the fact that it allows students the opportunity to build. We're able to build bigger structures and really spread out with the materials and not feel as cramped. There's been lots of advantage to moving into a classroom.
I went ahead and took the step to do it because, like I said, I needed that time away from Liliana just as much as she needed it for me. I could tell it was starting to become a crutch for her to have me there with her at all times. So I went ahead, signed her up, and when she got in, when I got that call that she had made it into the classroom, I was still a little torn. But I was dedicated at that point, so I went ahead and went through with it. And I'm telling you, it's the best decision that I could have made, both for her and myself. Those 2.5 hours that I have without her, I can get so much done. Chore-wise, grocery shopping-wise, or even just having a little time for myself, because every mom, dad, grandparent, any kind of caregiver needs that away from their child. We all need that time to unplug and recharge when they're not around, just as much as they need that. They need that social interaction around other children, because they're going to be going to kindergarten, and if they haven't had that, it's going to be just like a slap in the face to them, and they can't just get up and leave. They have to be there. So I think that social interaction for them is a key component to being able to succeed come time for kindergarten.
I don't know, I love it because
it makes her feel like she's doing something as well. You know, her brother's in school, so like she knows she has school, and to her, that's what the Steps Academy is. She knows that she gets to go and see her teachers and her friends, and she brings home her folder and her work, and I think it's just important because it boosts her and, you know, makes her feel important, and she's learning.
When they come in, they get to separate from their parents and kiss them goodbye, and that's probably the biggest step and the hardest part in the very beginning. Then they come in and they get to eat breakfast together, and that's kind of a new thing with the Steps Academy, that they eat breakfast together. And that has been probably the neatest thing for us to watch, just because they sit, they talk, and they just mingle with each other, and that's really been rewarding. I think it's important that children have a environment that they don't have to worry about messing up, that they can mess up early on, and we can correct that, and we can let them learn from their mistakes. Also, the separation and learning to the separation from parents. And another attribute I think from this program that makes it a little different is we welcome the parents in to help us, and that's one of the nice factors about the Fridays, the Fabulous Fridays, is that parents get to come in and help us, and they get to learn along with the students. And so it becomes more of a partnership with the students and the parents and the teachers.
There's just so much that Liliana has achieved by being in this program. So as a parent, for me, that's a win. You know, I work with her at home, but we can only do so much at home. So if you are a parent and you are on the fence, I say jump over. You need to take that leap. You need to put them in the program. It is the best program. And I know my daughter hasn't been in a program prior to this, but I can see from the way the teachers work with her that they really care. They are dedicated to helping these children succeed.
Hello, I'm Superintendent Larry Putnam, and I'm here today with Munching Mike in our Steps Academy classroom. And I wanted to share with you a little information about how our Steps Academy came about. So really, Steps Academy is kind of a newer version of what our mobile pre-K used to be. And approximately 20 years ago, Burke County Schools got a grant and had an opportunity to send mobile buses out into the community, to areas of the community, for 3 and 4 year olds to get on the bus and to spend some academic time with a teacher and a teacher assistant so they could start learning and get acclimated with school. This was a time before our pre-Ks ever came about. Later, our General Assembly approved pre-K and put an emphasis on early intervention, which is really key to getting a step up in school. So we had pre-K classrooms in all of our elementary schools, and still do. And so the need for our buses to go out into the communities wasn't as great as it once was prior to having pre-Ks. And then the other thing is our buses were very, very old. They were 25 and 30-year-old buses that had been repurposed to go out and do that. And then there was this concern that some of our parents and personally myself had about the safety of buses on the road if we had inclement weather, and how those buses could get back safely. And our buses were already going to our campuses. So we said, hey, we have some available classroom space. Parents are already bringing their students to the school, our 3 and 4 year olds that were participating in our mobile pre-K. Let's invite them into our school. And so it satisfied our safety requirement. It satisfied having a bathroom in the school building that we had access to. And it also gave us an opportunity that we could feed our students breakfast. During the course of the day, whenever your session takes place, we could also have an opportunity to feed you lunch or to feed you an afternoon snack. So that's kind of how the Steps Academy evolved. It spun off of our mobile pre-K program, and I credit Susan Polpeter with that and Mr. Burleson for many years ago in pursuing a grant for early intervention. And then thank goodness our legislators jumped on that and put an emphasis on early intervention. And so here we are today in 2020, and in our first year of our Steps Academy here at Mountain View. And we also have our Steps Academy at W.A. Young Elementary and Hildebrand Elementary also. So we hope to grow it, and Again, the importance of having those early intervention opportunities is key. And so parents, we invite you to check at one of those schools to see if there's an available slot. We would love to have your student come in. So again, welcome to Letterland and Munching Mike and our Steps Academy. Thank you.